Six of Swords upright. It is time to let go of the beliefs and broken ideals of the past. Time to rise and meet a new, brighter future and a more harmonious mental system of understanding. This shift is both scientific and spiritual in nature, for it is an understanding of reality based on logic and deep intuitive knowing. Leave the old world behind as it no longer serves you. The Six of Swords shows Patch rising within his Merkaba towards a glowing realm of light. Beneath him, the old world is seen crumbling and breaking down. It was only temporary in its nature anyway. While this Patch may be sad for the passing of his old world, there is a bright future ahead, and the only requirement to get there is to live fully in the present moment and journey on. Upright, ascension, reversed, collapse. Tree of life, Tiphereth. Astral signature, Mercury in Aquarius. Key words, ascent, scientific thought, sacred passage, departure from the old, evolution, Christ center, spirituality, success after trouble, search for truth. Expanded description. The Six of Swords is about transitioning into a new world and letting go of the old with clarity of mind and a new, deeper understanding of truth. This card shows a Patch rising in love, creating a Merkaba around him which lifts him into the sky. Underneath him is an old city crumbling away, showing the destruction of old belief systems, ideologies, and ways of living which no longer serve him. As this character rises into the air, they are met by a glowing new realm of light and a new beginning to their journey. This card signifies a time to let go of old beliefs and our past ways that no longer support us in our journeys. It embodies the energies of both spirituality and science working together as one. Research, harmony of the mind, and the balance of logic and emotion in beautiful order. Thus, we have a card which shows the rising up from the old ways and moving into a new, higher state of consciousness. There is usually a feeling of sadness or loss that comes with this, as we must let go of the old in order to make room for the new. In this, we see tears in the eyes, and these can both represent his sadness in leaving the old world behind and the joy of realization which comes from being in a new place. When we have attachments to certain things, people, or events, even if they have no reason to be in our lives any longer, it can be sad to release them and move on. Ultimately, when we can focus our energy on moving forward, we can experience tremendous excitement if we choose to see it as such. The Six of Swords describes a time of success after releasing our attachments and the moving away from that which is no longer needed. It is breaking free from our old limitations and reminding us that we are masters of our destinies, and in a clear state of mind, the next step up the ladder of life is truly a logical one. When we shift into a state of allowing changes into our lives, this transition becomes very smooth, and we can then see how every experience is always in perfect synchronicity. If we choose to hang on to the past or old ways of thinking that we may have been clinging to, we will create a much more painful ride into the future and cause ourselves to be dragged along the path instead of rising up and soaring with the wind. Step into the new you and allow the old ways to fall away. making room for the new thoughts, feelings, and ways of life to reveal themselves to you. Six of Swords reversed. The reverse of the Six of Swords describes what happens when we continually make the same mistakes over and over without taking any time to acknowledge our own behavior. This results in the collapse of our body of consciousness, like the world that is being left behind the ascending patch. This can cause a big problem because it limits us from moving forward and stunts our growth, keeping us in the old world which is falling away. If we are trying to move on but carry too much baggage with us, we are still trying to take our old ways along with us, and this only leads to more suffering in the long run. By not being willing to learn and becoming overwhelmed by our emotions or thoughts and not seeing clearly what is going on, we simply repeat the cycles over and over until we get it, or at the very least, try something new. To turn this reversed card upright, we have to face our attachments and how we might be holding on too tightly. Trial and error is a great thing here because you will find yourself continually improving upon your methods towards all things in life. Just remember that repeating the same action while expecting different results is an endless loop defined as insanity. We must realize that everything is in constant motion, and if we release our expectations, we can learn from our mistakes and work towards seeing the perfection that already exists in the world. This is one of the greatest assets we have within our body of consciousness, the willingness to let go and learn from our past. By our ability to open our minds and rise in understanding, we begin to truly comprehend what it means to ascend.